Section 8.5, Staff Health and Hygiene. COVID-19 Health Assessment. To avoid transmission between employees and bathers, every employee suspected or confirmed to have contracted COVID-19 must stay home. A supervisor or deck leader will arrive before other staff to record staff answers to the self-assessment tool of COVID-19 symptoms. This will be done through the employee entrance while maintaining a 6-foot social distancing until all questions are answered by the employee and also logged by the aquatic supervisor or deck leader. Staff COVID-19 self-assessment. Any employee experiencing respiratory illness similar to the flu or a cold, such as fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath, sore throat and painful swallowing, stuffy or runny nose, loss of sense of smell, headache, muscle aches, fatigue, or loss of appetite should stay home from work and start to self-isolate immediately. Contact a HealthLink BC at 811 and follow the advice you receive and inform your supervisor by calling the pool immediately. It is likely that you will be required to self-isolate at home for a minimum of 10 days from the onset of these symptoms and to stay home until these symptoms are completely resolved. If you are advised to be tested for COVID-19 and your test result is negative, you must continue to isolate until your symptoms are resolved. Sick workers. Sick workers should report to first aid even with mild symptoms. This means that a sick worker must come to either their deck leader or the aquatic supervisor immediately. Sick workers should be asked to wash or sanitize their hands and provided with a disposable mask and isolated, preferably in the staff room furnace area. If the worker is severely ill, example, difficulty breathing or chest pain, call 911 and follow our major facility procedures. Clean and disinfect any surfaces that the ill worker has come into contact with. Daily records are kept of staff who work together in the event there is a need for contact tracing on the part of the medical health officer. These records will only be seen by deck leaders and aquatic supervisors and will be destroyed after the end of the aquatic season. New scheduling standards for decreased contacts. To decrease worker contacts with other staff members and increase efficiency of outbreak tracing, worker scheduling will be adjusted to keep the same groups of workers together. Workers, lifeguards specifically, will be assigned to a group which will work a designated time frame of shifts for 2 weeks, and then the groups will change the shift that they are assigned to. These 2 work groups will never be in the facility at the same time as much as possible. So we have 2 different groups. We have Team Sea Otter, deck leaders Nicholas Prestupa and Melanie Lemaire, and we have Team Crab, deck leaders Bailey Williamson and Allison Hopkirk. We then have Team Jellyfish, and these are the floater staff between the 2 teams. So Team Jellyfish will work with all staff but will have low contact with other staff. This includes the aquatic supervisor, which will be in the facility for most operating hours, the office staff, who will strictly be in the office after they enter the facility, and the aquafit instructors. Back to signage. At the entrance, signs must inform all bathers that must not enter if they suspect they have COVID-19 or if they have any of the known COVID-19 symptoms. Patrons must maintain physical distancing of 2 meters from other patrons and staff. Cough into your bent elbow or into a tissue that you throw away immediately after use, and then wash hands immediately. If any patron seems to be exhibiting any sick-like symptoms, they will not be granted access to the facility. Hand hygiene. Employees must wash their hands upon entry to the building and before and after eating, breaks, smoking, blowing one's nose, coughing or sneezing, using the toilet, being in contact with animals or pets, using shared equipment, providing routine care for customers needing assistance or first aid, and handling money or administering wristbands. Face masks. Aquatics will provide each staff member with a reusable mask as a part of their personal uniform that will be laundered after each shift, if used. Each aquatic, so every lifeguard, has 2 masks which will be given to them as a part of their hire package. Aquatics will provide disposable 3-layered surgical masks for emergency staff procedures. All staff should wear face masks if physical distancing cannot be maintained with other staff members, mainly recreational swims. At this time, wearing a face mask at all times in the facility is not mandatory. This will be updated according to provincial health recommendations. Masks can become contaminated on the outside when touched by hands, so employees should avoid touching or adjusting them often. Masks that become wet, soiled, or damaged are less effective and must be replaced immediately. Masks must be put on and taken off correctly, including not touching the front of the mask and washing hands before and after application and removal. Never share masks with others, and cashiers may wear face shields when they feel the need to. Face shields. Aquatics will provide each staff member with a reusable face shield as a part of their personal uniform that will be disinfected after each shift. Staff should wear face shields if physical distancing cannot be maintained with the public as well as during cleaning tasks, mainly recreational swims. At this time, wearing a face shield at all times in the facility is not mandatory. This will be updated according to provincial health recommendations. When teaching lessons, all instructors must be wearing a face shield. Cashiers may wear face shields during their shift. Personal hygiene. Avoid physical greetings such as handshakes and hugs. Employees must practice good hygiene throughout their shift, including proper hand washing and cough sneeze etiquette. There will be no sharing of cigarettes or vaping equipment. Keeping shared spaces and equipment clean. Shared staff change rooms. Staff should arrive prepared to change into their uniform. A maximum of 4 staff in the change room. Physical distancing must occur at all times. Personal items brought in, example your bag, shoes, jacket, must be kept to a minimum. All belongings must be brought home at the end of each shift, specifically the personal items that you brought in at the beginning. Lockers must be emptied and disinfected with our Buckeye Eco Green spray at the end of each shift, leaving only the staff members disinfected personal face shield, fanny pack, sunglasses, facility-specific shoes, and a second set of personal uniform clothes in case an emergency. This excludes your staff uniform shirt, which will be provided by the facility and will be washed at the end of your shift. This means that you need to have a second pair of shorts available in your locker in case you do need to go in, and those can stay here overnight. A second lifeguard shirt will be available for use if needed, but you will have to access those by asking the aquatic supervisor. The uniform that you wear throughout your shift will be washed in your team pod laundry bag, and your specific personal face mask, lifeguard shirt, and shorts must be in its own small washable zippered bag, which is being provided for you. Shared equipment. Equipment and tools must not be shared between employees. PPE, fanny packs, whistles, keys, etc. Lifeguards should only use 1 rescue tube per shift. Label your rescue tube with the name band provided. Disinfect the rescue tube before and after the shift with our green Buckeye spray. If a rescue tube must be shared, it must be disinfected between use. We have enough rescue tubes that each person every shift will have their own. They must just be disinfected at the end of your shift so they are ready for the next shift use. Clean staff room table before and after use. This means that the staff room table should be empty all day until somebody is using it. No personal belongings will be on the table during the day. Do not share cups, glasses, utensils, or water bottles. Avoid sharing common objects. Example, pens. You will each have a pen in your fanny pack, and you can get another pen from the office if yours stops working. Computers and desks must be sanitized after each usage, and POS machines must be disinfected after each usage. We will also be disinfecting the pool test kit between deciliter usage.